Hi everyone, I'm Jim and welcome to the review of the Karelian Isthmus, the first studio album by the band Amorphis. Today we're celebrating the 30th anniversary of the record, so I've decided to go back and see if it still holds up or not. I first heard this band in like 2001 because my sister was a big fan of their music. She would borrow me their cassette tapes and I would just jam it, because why not? I loved discovering new stuff back then and I still do right now. I think this was the first album I've heard from them because this cover art is very distinct and I remember it. Amorphis is from Finland and they started out as a classic death metal style band. They've released 2 demos in 1991, Disment of Soul, which actually was supposed to be Dismemberment of Soul, and Privilege of Evil, which was released in 93, but was recorded in 91. The producer for this record is band and some guy named Thomas, and this is the classic lineup of the band, which features Esa on guitars, Tammy on vocals and guitars, Olli Lane on bass, and Jan Rechberger on drums. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing anything. Most of the songs here were written by Tammy and Esa together, and some of them just by Tammy or Esa. The production is tight, it sounds old school and raw, but it's also very clean and distinct. I enjoy it. Message is diverse. Songs are mostly inspired by Celtic mythology and occult themes. Nothing that interesting to me. Like, I will not relate to this stuff because I believe in nothing, but it creates a nice epic atmosphere for the record. Structure of the songs is advanced, almost progressive to be honest. There are a lot of changes here. Vocals throughout the entire record are just good, typical growling stuff. It's not great, but it sounds good. I appreciate the fact that they didn't add any clean vocals here. The album starts with an intro called Karelia. It's just an instrumental. I like it, it has a good vibe to it, 7 out of 10. The Gathering has that evil sounding atmosphere of death metal, but it also includes some keyboard elements which I enjoy, a lot of changes. It's just a good song, nothing special. I think it's the weakest song on the record, but it's a nice beginning to the album, 7 out of 10. Grail's Mysteries. I adore the guitar riffs on this song, they're just so melodic, they remind me of Iron Maiden for some reason. Very fun song to listen to, one of the highlights from this record, 9 out of 10. Warrior's Trier is more evil sounding than the previous song, it sounds kinda esoteric or some shit. I enjoy it a lot, it's not on the same level as Grail's Mysteries, but it does the job. Great song, 8 out of 10. Black Embrace has that sinister atmosphere around it. The song is actually from the demo, back when they were more death metalish than death doom metal band. I really enjoy this stuff, especially the part in the middle when there's just a more mellow but evil sounding verse. I cannot say anything bad about this song because I've enjoyed it, 8 out of 10. Exile is my favorite song on this record, I just adore the guitar riffs, the melodies, the guitar solos, the drumming, everything is just perfect in this song. Every second is fun to listen to and memorable. 10 out of 10. I can say the same thing about The Lost Name of God. This and the previous track sound like that old school melodic death metal stuff that I adore. When you close your eyes you can easily imagine some ancient ruins or towns, and I think it's beautiful. 10 out of 10. The Pilgrimage is the second most evil sounding song on this record. It has that doom metal atmosphere about it, very slow build-ups and riffs, but it's fine, I like it. To quote Tad Howard, it just works, 8 out of 10. Misery Path is way better than the previous song, I just enjoy so much these guitar melodies, they put me in a good mood. As usual, the drumming is perfect throughout the entire record. The guitar riffs, beautiful, solos, yeah, vocals, fine, 9 out of 10. And the final track on the record, Sign from the North Side. The beginning isn't that great to be honest, but later we get those guitar riffs that remind me of ancient Egypt. I just love this type of guitar stuff, it always sounds nostalgic but also very memorable to me. This stuff stands out and I will never forget it. So yeah, 9 out of 10. Vulgar is Abhorrence cover. Abhorrence is one of the previous bands that Tommy, the vocalist and the guitarist, was in. What's interesting here is that there's a special edition of this album where you get 17 songs. You get the demo versions of songs from the album, but also you get 2 versions of this cover. While I enjoyed the version that appeared on the album, I am a bigger fan of the version that was on the Privilege of Evil EP, which is also included on the special edition of the Karelian Isthmus. So yeah, I really enjoy it. It has a dark, sinister atmosphere. It's way more death metalish than the previous songs here. 8 out of 10. Privilege of Evil has that atmosphere that the band Bolt Thrower had. I don't know if you remember them, great stuff. All songs were about Warhammer universe. Anyways, this is some great shit. The vocals sound way different here. Good stuff, I enjoy it, 7 out of 10. I can say the same exact thing about Excursing from Existence. Very similar track to the previous one. It has a calm atmosphere part in the middle, which I enjoy. 7 out of 10. And a song that wasn't on the special edition of this album. It was on the first demo, Disment of Soul. I wanted to include it here because why not? It has way worse quality than the songs from the album or the Privilege of Evil EP, but it's still a cool song, very similar to the previous two. The drummer is skinning it as usual, the guitar riffs are heavy, the vocals aren't as good as on the previous songs, but I guess that's because of the quality. Still, 7 out of 10. To sum it all up, the consistency is stable and the flow is fitting, you are not going to skip any song here. Replayability, hell yeah, it's a great album. I guess the best time to listen to this record is when it was released, so in November, December, you know, autumn stuff. Very dark and interesting sounding record. I think it's one of the best ones from this band, because later they became more mellow and gothic metal, and I am more into that death doom metal hybrid stuff. Celebrate the anniversary with me by listening to this record today, especially the songs in the middle are the best. Thank you for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in my other reviews. Bye!